How are we doing, guys? Welcome to DT's Daily. Now, on today's show, we're going to be taking a look at tonight's Champions League matches with two sides from England in action. We're also going to be taking a look at the decision by the FA to ban all grassroots football for the next 4 weeks. And the last piece of news involves Arsenal, and former captain Tony Adams has heaped praise on Mikel Arteta and the job he's doing at Arsenal.
I represent my fucking self.
How we doing, guys? Welcome to DT's Daily. That's right.
So the first place we're going to start tonight's Champions League games. Plenty of games in action, and two sides from England also playing. First one, Istanbul against Manchester United. Now, Manchester United look a completely different team in the Champions League. When you're looking at their fixtures, you were probably saying beforehand this would be the dead cert, the guarantee to get some points. And when you look at their other ones with PSG and RB Leipzig, you're thinking those are the difficult ones. But they've got 2 wins out of 2. They've won over in Paris, and they won last time out at home against Leipzig 5-0. But in the Premier League, Manchester United are not doing well at all. 4 home games this season in the Premier League, 0 wins, only 1 point from 12. And last time out, of course, on Sunday, they lost at Old Trafford to Arsenal. And this should be 3 points for Manchester United. I do think that they're going through an indifferent patch. There's a lot of reports in the media saying that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's job is under threat. I've said this all along. Not good enough for Manchester United. I don't mind if he stays, because I think the longer he does, the worse it is for them. So in that respect, Ole in. I see that Maurizio Pochettino was on Monday Night Football on Sky. And it's like he's kind of getting his face back in and amongst it. And I've always thought that Pochettino would be the ideal replacement at Manchester United. And it looks like if these results continue to happen, then it may well end up happening. I don't know how much longer that legend status that Solskjaer has will keep him in a job. They'll probably go on a bit of a run now, which ends up normally happening with Manchester United, and Solskjaer is back at the wheel again. But it's very interesting, and we'll wait and see what happens with this Champions League game tonight. Next up is Zenit St. Petersburg against Lazio. And I'm going to go for a home win. Now, I didn't actually say my prediction for the Istanbul-Manchester United game. I'm going to go with a draw. I think it would be a more difficult game for Manchester United if fans were allowed in the stadium, but they're not. So I'm going to go with a draw for this one. I think they'll be a little bit more relaxed given they've won their opening 2. They do need to win this one because, you know, the 2 sides that are chasing them down can easily do that. But I just think it will be a draw. Next up, we have Barcelona against Dinamo Kiev. And I'm going for a Barcelona win. I can't see anything but at the Nou Camp. So yeah, that's what I will go with for that one. Next up, we have Chelsea against Rennes. And Chelsea are slowly going about their business. They're keeping some clean sheets. They've got their new goalkeeper there, of course. And they're looking a little bit better as a team. And nobody's really been talking about them in the Premier League. And I think they might like it that way. Because Lampard can just quietly go about his business. But I think this will be a close game. But I do think that Chelsea will win this. And that's what I will go with, a Chelsea win. Next up, we have Club Brugge against Borussia Dortmund. And Borussia Dortmund need to start winning. And I do think they will win this game. Next up, we have Ferencváros against Juve, and the return of Cristiano Ronaldo. He's now negative from COVID, and he is now able to play. And I think that Juve will win this game. Next up, we have a big game. RB Leipzig against Paris Saint-Germain. And I don't know what I think of this result and, who would actually win it. Leipzig's a difficult place to go, but with the fans in the stadium, it's not going to be a sellout or anything like that. I know they are allowed fans back in Germany. It's a tough one, man. I'm going to go with a Leipzig win. I know they lost 5-0 to Manchester United, but I'm going to go with a Leipzig win. I honestly am. Yeah, that's what I'm going to go with. Last game is Sevilla against Krasnodar. And I don't know too much about Krasnodar. I'm going to go with a Sevilla win. Mainly because I've heard of them. No disrespect. But I don't really know too much about them. Sevilla, decent side in Spain. And I'm going to go with a home win for that game. So very interesting Champions League games. And very interesting to see what happens. Tuesday night's games I will go over tomorrow. With everything else, with these, I like to wait a day or so, get them all together, and then run through them and see what happens and the drama and the talking points and everything else. So most definitely some talking points already in the Champions League, and we'll wait and see what happens with these games. So very interesting. Manchester United I've got down for a draw, and Chelsea I've got down for a win. Next piece of news, inevitable really, and it affects me personally as well, but the Football Association confirmed yesterday that all non-elite level football must be placed on hold as England prepares to enter a second full national lockdown amid the continued rise in coronavirus cases. Now we've all seen what Boris Johnson said. The UK's got to go into another lockdown on Thursday, tomorrow, or should we say midnight tonight when it's technically Thursday, until Wednesday the 2nd of December, so just under 4 weeks. Now elite level football, which of course includes the Premier League, the Championship, that will continue. You will get to see that. But all fixtures right down from steps 3 to 6 of the National League system. You've got women's football from tiers 3 to 7. You've got the regional non-league system feeder leagues. You've got the Barclays FA Academy leagues. And this includes training for indoor and outdoor youth and adult grassroots football. Now, the reason why this does affect me is because it means DTFC cannot play for the next 4 weeks because we are in that bracket in the non-league system. So, yeah, there's nothing we can really do. I'm gutted, to be quite honest with you, because we're really starting to head up a steam now and we're really starting to get going for the season. And it's annoying, really, really annoying. And the irony of this is that tonight I will be training with my team. We will have a training session tonight because the rules or the guidelines don't start until midnight. So we are allowed a last training session. And I look at that and I just sit there laughing and I'm thinking to myself, okay, so we can train, but as from tomorrow, it's like, what happens? COVID's just come back from holiday or something, and now all of a sudden Thursday is the point where, nope, not allowed. I honestly don't get any of it. I understand it, but I don't get it, and it's just really disappointing. And I felt really strongly about certain things because I know how much football helps people with their mental health and everything else, and even training should and could have been allowed still. You're not going to have fans turning up to watch training sessions. They're played, behind closed doors. It would be a very, controlled environment and everything else. And like when the first parts of the lockdown started easing a few months ago, They were putting you in groups of 6 at training and whatnot. So I don't know why we can't continue to train for the next 4 weeks so that we can just keep ourselves ticking over, and mentally and physically, you know. It's just a case of like, no, shut down, done, finished, lock off, that's it. So, and for the kids' football as well, my youngest children, they're affected because they can't play football now. And I know especially my 5-year-old is absolutely gutted about it, because he absolutely loves it. Now, the one thing that we can do is that we can go to the local park, we can play football ourselves. I'm quite lucky in a sense with my oldest son, Kieran. As you know, he plays for the team because we actually live and are in the same bubble. It means that I can actually do some work with him. And we're also allowed to meet up with one person outside of our household. So I've got a couple of friends of mine that are ex-pros and semi-pro players that can, set up some one-to-one training stuff with my boys and things like that. So it keeps them ticking over, but everybody else, not, everyone's as fortunate as some of us. Not everyone's able to get out and, be able to play football and even have a kick around in the park and stuff like that. And, it's a bit different to a few months ago when the weather was really nice and you wanted to get out and the sun was shining. It's horrible weather at the moment, winter time. And it's tough getting out there. Motivation is at an all-time low. And with nothing to look forward to at the weekends in terms of playing matches, I know there's going to be a lot of people struggling. But yeah, I don't know, man. I really don't. I could talk all day and night about this subject, because what happens in 4 weeks' time when we go back to a tier system? Is the country not just going to start going back to the way it was before we started this lockdown, and then in a month, 2 months' time, we're back having another lockdown? Is this how it's going to continue? Is this just a never-ending cycle? Are they shutting everything down for the next 4 weeks so that we can all at least have a Christmas? I honestly don't know. I really don't. And gutted. But it is what it is, and if it saves lives and helps the NHS, then yeah, who am I to moan about it? And I'm all for it, because what the NHS are doing is unbelievable. And my heart goes out to everybody in the NHS that is working around the clock to try and treat people, not just with COVID. We've got to remember there's people out there, cancer and all these other diseases have not gone away. So, yeah, my heart goes out to everybody that's suffering, whatever it is in the world right now. It's tough, really tough. And 2020 has not been a great year, really, is it? Last piece of news involves former Arsenal captain, legend, centre-back, linchpin, Tony Adams. He believes that Mikel Arteta is doing a remarkable job at Arsenal. Whilst the under-23s coach Steve Bold has praised him for becoming the governor at the Emirates Stadium. Tony Adams has said that he can't speak highly enough of Arteta's work at Arsenal and credits him for the hours of work he puts in on the training pitch. Speaking to Stadium Astro about Arteta's reign so far, Tony Adams said he's the best he's seen in a long time. He really does understand the game. He expresses himself. He's very confident. It's his first job. He's doing a remarkable job. He puts in hours on the training pitch. He's his own man. If Ozil is not in his thinking, he's out. It's as simple as that. I can't speak highly enough about him. The words coming out of the club when I talked to my mate Steve Bold, who's still at the club taking the under-23s at the moment, he said to me, this guy has got it all. He's the governor. Listen, high praise. And Tony Adams, Steve Bold, two guys that know how to defend. Part of the infamous Arsenal back four. The legendary back four. And these are the guys, you know, Steve Bold in particular, who see Mikel Arteta on a daily basis and understand what he does. Unbelievable what he's doing so far. Arsenal, of course, do have the best defensive record in the Premier League at the moment. So he's obviously doing something right. And Tony Adams is very, very happy with what he's seeing. So fair play. So there we go. That is it for today's DT's Daily. As usual, let me know in the comment section what you think about today's topics. If you're new around here, hit the subscribe button, smash a like on this video, and I will see you lot soon. I'm out of here.